Welcome back to AI Sports Predictor, where we don't sugarcoat a damn thing. If you want fluff, go watch a morning talk show. Here, we tell it like it is. And tonight, my friends, we have a showdown between two squads stuck in basketball limbo, the Chicago Bulls and the Orlando Magic. One's a roller coaster without brakes, the other's got a defense tougher than a bank vault but an offense that shoots like they've got a blindfold on. Let's start with Chicago. The Bulls just got absolutely cooked by Cleveland, 139-117. That wasn't a game. That was a public execution. Cavs rained 17 threes on M like a biblical flood, got 33 points from the line, and outmuscled them on the glass. And the Bulls, they played defense like they were getting paid by the other team. Kobe White, kid did his best, dropped 25 points, dished out 7 assists, played 39 minutes. But it's like bailing out the Titanic with a shot glass. Now, let's talk numbers. Bulls are 24-38, desperately clinging to relevancy. They can score 116.5 ppg, 10th in the league, but the defense, worse than a leaky submarine. They're dead last in points allowed, 120.7 per game. This team gives up buckets like they're passing out Halloween candy. Now, onto Orlando. The Magic, they just suffered a gut punch loss to Toronto, 114-113. Could've, should've, didn't win. But let's talk about the beast that nearly dragged them over the finish line, Paolo Banchero. My man went full NBA Jam mode, 41 points, 70% shooting, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He was unstoppable. The Magic sit at 29-34, clinging to that play in hope. But let's be real, they score like they're playing in slow motion, only 104.2 points per game, 27th in the league. They assist less than a self-checkout machine, 23 per game, 29th overall. But on defense, they get nasty. Number 1 in the league in points allowed, 105.9 per game. They force 16.4 turnovers a game. They don't play basketball. They play mugging without a warrant. So what happens when an unstoppable force, Chicago's offense, meets an immovable object, Orlando's defense? Vegas says Magic minus 7.5. Big number, huge number, and that brings us to the moment you've all been waiting for. And today's AI pick is Chicago Bulls plus 7.5. Yeah, you heard me. The Bulls might be a defensive train wreck, but they can score enough to hang around. Orlando, too slow to blow M out. They'll grind, they'll claw, but the spread, too fat. Bulls cover, that's the play. Now go forth. Make wise decisions, and for the love of all things holy, never trust a team that can't break 110 points. On to Game 2.
Here we go again. Another night, another basketball bloodbath. The Philadelphia 76ers, dragging themselves into TD Garden, looking like a team that just got jumped in an alley, against the Boston Celtics, who, quite frankly, are treating this entire season like a personal victory lap. You ready for this one? Let's go. Now Philly, 21-40. I mean, what are we even doing here? What's the game plan? Hey guys, let's go out there and make it to halftime without embarrassing ourselves. They just got torched by Minnesota, 126-112. And it wasn't just a loss, it was a crime scene. Timberwolves shot 57% from the field, buried 18 threes, and made them look like a bunch of lost tourists in the Mall of America. Defense? Non-existent. But hey, there was one bright spot, Quentin Grimes. 30 points, 66% shooting. The guy was hooping. But Philly's issue isn't talent, it's that they play defense like they're auditioning for a horror movie. Opponents are shooting 48.8% against them, which is a fancy way of saying, if you've got a pulse, you're getting buckets on this team. And if you thought their defense was bad, let's talk offense. 109.1 points per game, 26th in the NBA. They pass like they're allergic to assists, second worst in the league. And rebounding, 39.2 boards a game, third worst. They couldn't clean the glass if you handed them a bottle of Windex and a squeegee. Alright, now let's talk about the big bad wolf in the room, the Boston Celtics. 43-18, top of the East, title contenders, bullies of the playground, They just put the Denver Nuggets in a headlock and walked out with a 110-103 win. That's Jokic and company they just handled, by the way, in case anyone forgot. Jaylen Brown, 22 points, 8 assists. Not even a great game by his standards, but Boston doesn't need their stars to drop 40 to win. They move as a unit, one of the most complete teams in the league. Let's talk stats. Celtics put up 116.8 per game, out-rebound Philly, shoot 46.1%, and play third-best defense in the NBA, allowing only 108.2 per game. You see where this is going, right? Boston is stacked, 16.4 fouls per game, forcing 13.1 turnovers, holding teams to 45.2% shooting. They don't just beat you, they suffocate you. Vegas is begging you to take the Celtics here. Boston is favored by 13.5. That's a big number, huge, so what's the move? And today's AI pick is Philadelphia 76ers plus 13.5. Yeah, I know. But hear me out. Boston wins this game, no question. But 13.5? That's a lot of points. The Celtics are dominant. But they're also slow-paced and methodical. They grind you down. Not exactly a team that wins by 30 on the regular. Philly? They might be bad, but garbage time buckets still count. Boston wins, but the Sixers sneak in the back door and cover. Take the points, cash the ticket, and remember, the spread's your friend if you know how to work it. On to Game 3.
Alright, let's set the record straight. This ain't the Warriors versus Nets rivalry we used to dream about. This is Brooklyn trying to prove they belong in the league while Golden State figures out if they're contenders or just expensive background noise. Let's start with the Warriors. They took care of business against the Knicks, 114-102, playing controlled, efficient basketball. Steph Curry? Of course, he was Steph, 28 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. But beyond him? This ain't the run-and-gun Warriors of old. They play grinded-out ball now, ranking 16th in scoring, 113.1 ppg, while holding opponents to just 111.0 ppg, 8th best in the league. Now, the Brooklyn Nets. A team that just got demolished by the Spurs, 127-113. San Antonio shot 55% from the field on them. That's not defense. That's an open practice. Offensively? Brooklyn ranks 29th in scoring at 105 ppg, shooting an ugly 43.7%. Even on their best nights, they just don't put up points. The only thing they do well is slow teams down. And here's where Vegas messed up. They set this total at 223.5. That's a joke. You got a slow Warriors team, a Nets team that can't shoot, and a game that screams defensive battle. And today's AI pick is under 223.5. That's right. This ain't gonna be a shootout, it's a rock fight. Too many missed shots, too much slow-paced ball, and not enough firepower. Expect bricks, long possessions, and the under hitting with ease.
Alright, folks, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned shootout in Atlanta. The Pacers rolling in hot, the Hawks looking for redemption, and Vegas saying, hey, let's make this a coin flip. But here at AI Sports Predictor, we don't guess, we dissect, we analyze, and we pick winners. First up, Indiana. Sitting at 35-25, they just took care of Houston, 115-102, and look, that's cute and all, but beating the Rockets isn't exactly an achievement. That's like bragging about finding free parking. Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, he balled out 28 points, 15 assists, shot 56%. But the Pacers live and die by offense. They put up 116.6 per game, 9th in the league, but on defense. Let's just say they're not exactly the 90s Pistons. They're giving up 115.1 per game, ranked 20th in the league. Opponents are shooting 47.4% against them, and they let teams shoot 35.7% from 3. Meaning, you can get buckets on this team. And speaking of buckets, let's talk about Atlanta. 28-34, coming off a 127-121 loss to Milwaukee. They fought, but in the end, Giannis did what Giannis does. Trae Young. 28 points, 13 assists, but shot 37%. Not ideal. But here's what I do like if Hawks can move the rock. Tune in the NBA in assists, 29.4 per game. They create great looks, and when their shots are falling, they're dangerous. But the biggest edge, they force 16.5 turnovers per game. That's top 5 in the NBA. And against a Pacers team that doesn't defend well, that matters. Now let's talk the line. Pacers 2.5. Vegas is saying Indiana should be favored. Vegas is wrong. And today's AI pick is Atlanta 2.5. Yeah, that's right. Indiana might have the flash, but Atlanta's got the home court, the passing, and the edge. Expect the Hawks to push the pace, capitalize on turnovers, and cover the spread. That's the play. Lock it in.
All right, we made it to the main event. Bright lights, Hollywood, and two teams that aren't here to mess around. The New York Knicks march into crypto. Com Arena to take on the Los Angeles Lakers in this one. This one's got that big fight feel. Let's start with the Knicks. Sitting at 40-21, they've been quietly dangerous all season. But their last game, not great. Took a 114-102 loss to the Warriors, shot just 44.6% from the field, 24% from three. Basically, they left their offense back in the hotel. OG Anunoby dropped 29 points on 57.9% shooting. The guy showed up. But the problem? New York needs more than just one guy to show up against LA. They're 5th in the league in scoring 117.4 ppg, shooting a clean 49.2% from the field, and they can hit threes at 37%. But here's the problem: they're running into a Lakers team that's clicking at the right time. Los Angeles 39-21, coming off a 136-115 demolition of the Pelicans. And let's talk about LeBron James. 34 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. At this point, he should have his own zip code in the paint. And the Lakers, they rebounded the hell out of the ball, 51 boards. They're ranked 6th in field goal percentage, 48.2%, and defensively, they're top 10 in the NBA, giving up just 111.2 per game. Now, let's talk Vegas. They got the Lakers 3.5, and you know what? That number is too damn small. And today's AI pick is Lakers 3.5. Yeah, you heard me. New York's good, but the Lakers are built for this moment. They've got size, defense, and LeBron. That's all you need. Now, before we get out of here, let's recap all of today's AI picks. Game 1, Bulls 7.5, Game 2, 76ers 13.5, Game 3, Warriors vs. Nets under 223.5, Game 4, Hawks 2.5, Game 5, Lakers 3.5. That's the lineup. That's the money. Go forth, be wise, and remember, sportsbooks aren't your friends. We'll see you on the next one.